be finna see why we should never get a job.
Today, I'll be talking about one of humanity's biggest fears.
Uh-huh.
A job!
Oh!
This is a terrifying path that almost everybody will have to eventually face in their life.
Never!
Like it or not.
Not me!
We don't, but everyone has to get their bread somehow. So we
I
just
sell
gotta suck it up
drugs.
and pray that we win the lottery or our parlay hits one day. Because let's be for real, nobody want a job. Like, unless you got real aspirations for a certain type of work, I think most of us, if given a magical opportunity to get paid however much you get paid now and not work that job again, we would take it. Because most of us see jobs as a way to get by in life and try to make ends meet. There's no room for you to pursue passions in this economy. You better second guess that art degree and major in business so you can be an executive marketing promoter for $1 billion company. But I digress. I'm just saying, I doubt that is most people's passions to work at a 9-to-5 at a warehouse lifting boxes. I don't mean any disrespect, but am I wrong? Plus, it's fun being unemployed. As long as you got a roof over your head and don't need to worry about bills, most likely you
Indeed.
still live with your parents.
Indeed.
Job.
Hey, I'm not doing that bad. I'm doing good. Hey, let's go. Let's keep going, man.
That sounds like it's taking away your time from being grandmaster on Rivals and watching reels. Not
Facts.
but eventually you want to get your own stuff. You know, young boy tickets ain't free. Or
Facts.
life really hits you in the face and now you actually have bills. So eventually we all have to get a job. However, you know what's harder than actually deciding to get a job?
What?
Finding one that hires you. I swear you could send 100 applications to 100 different places and all of them would still go.
Facts.
You think with how many job openings you see, the businesses are desperate to find people. But
Facts.
nah, it feels like they're posting it as bait. Just
Facts.
to mess with people.
Facts.
Don't steal your info. Not only that, if this is your first job, you're gonna have a harder time because even the quote-unquote entry-level jobs are asking for a qualification of having prior experience. Like, isn't that what this job is for?
Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if this is TMI or anything like that. You know, I was applying for a Listen, I would never do that. Hear me out. I would never do that. Listen, I would never do that. Listen, I would never, ever do that.
How is someone supposed to get experience and not be homeless while almost every decent paying job requires that? And trying to apply for a job on LinkedIn or Indeed is like sending your application into a void. I swear that those people be reading them. You could have the most stacked profile on LinkedIn. You got a bachelor's, master's, discovered the cure for cancer. Then you send in an application for your dream job to your dream company. Then they write back to you saying, we've read your application. Unfortunately, the CEO's daughter has took your position that you applied for, so.
Hey,
Back when I was still
dang.
applying for jobs, I literally gave up on sending applications on those sites because I'd never get a response back. Like, damn, was my application that bad? Even when your application does get noticed and you get set up for an interview, you still gotta go through some more bullshit ass questions. Why did you choose our business? Y'all hiring. Like, what's up? What is your main motivation to get your work done?
Money.
What else am I here for? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Hopefully not here. That's just me being honest with my answers. What do you want me to do? Work here for the rest of my life? This is a Wendy's. So you gotta lie with any question they ask. You have
Facts.
to make yourself look as good as possible.
Facts.
You gotta fake it till you make it. Even
Facts.
if they asked you a stupid question like, would you still work this job even if there was no pay? You say absolutely. I always wanted to be a slave.
Yo.
You have successfully become employed. The end of
Ew.
Tuesday.
Ew.
I feel after the first week, you can find out whether you like it or quit it the next month. And it won't be the job itself to motivate this decision. It's your boss and coworkers.
Jiggle my balls.
They can make or break this whole thing. If you happen to get a chill boss and coworkers you can vibe with, that's amazing. That's how my last real job was. I used to be a waiter for weddings and other events. That job low-key had me stressing because I wasn't good at the start. I was awkward taking orders, I would mess
Man.
up orders, and one time I even dropped a whole tray of food I was carrying.
Jeez.
Best believe I didn't get tips that day. And what would get me kinda jealous is that some of my coworkers would walk out and carry 2 trays full of food.
Dang.
Damn, bro, are you Samoan? Those trays are mad heavy and so out of balance. But you know what kept me going? It was the fun time I had with
Good
my
at
coworkers and boss. They were cool as hell. We had a carpool to get to the events. It was always a vibe and a good time. They made my experience. Imagine working a 16-hour shift and walking out of it happy. One day I clocked in for a double shift for a wedding and a Sweet 16 at 9:30 a.m. and clocking out at 1:30 a.m. Dead after that shift and had to take off my shoes more than once. But I got $60 worth of tips and went to Wawa after work, so I felt like Gucci. And I believe I only felt like this because the environment I was around was nice. Sometimes. I've had to serve some aggressive people at some points.
Yeah, it's my birthday today. What can I get out here for free?
Nothing.
You a bitch.
If I had trash co-workers or a
It's my birthday today. What can I get out for free? Nothing. You a bitch. Oh my God.
Not stayed at that job for long. I have zero patience for bullshit. Literally. Like example, the first job I've ever had in my senior year of high school, I was a janitor at a warehouse. I had no coworkers, so I had nobody to talk to, and my boss was not a bad person, but a bad boss. I'd be working shifts that were 2 to 3 hours every few days, cleaning the break rooms, hallways, and bathrooms. So my pay wasn't even that good, but since I was still in school, I was just thinking, I'm making money and I got more time to study and goon. That sounds like a win-win.
That do
But
sound
when
lit though.
payday arrived, I would only be paid for half the hours I worked, sometimes less. I was already barely working as is, combined with a salary of $13 an hour, cleaning up pee-pee and poo-poo. Plus, he
Ew.
only paid me through Cash App. You've ever had
Cash
a job
App.
that only paid you through Cash App? Man,
Yes. I'm not gonna
only
lie.
worked there for a few weeks. He did pay me the rest of the money after, so he cool, but man, warehouse jobs are not it. My patience dwindled faster when I got accepted at BJ's, and I worked there for 1 day. I asked to go to the bathroom and left during orientation. I
Dang,
discovered
man.
they weren't what they advertised. How you gonna call yourselves BJ's without expecting people to have certain expectations?
What?
Advertising. So I left. That wasn't really the reason. I just didn't want to work in the freezer. That's when I started my waiting job, then YouTube, and now here I am. Unemployed since.
That's what's
Just
up,
saying, I can
man.
understand the struggles of looking for and having a job. Especially the ones you only take to make ends meet. And the unemployed life can be really fun when you have stuff to fall back on. If not, it will only be short-term satisfaction. Eventually, you have to get a career, deal with any of the shortcomings of it, and do that for the rest of your life. The American dream! So when looking for a job, make sure to get one that you like if you have the privilege to do so. That's all I really wanted to say. And in conclusion, enjoy unemployment while you still can. Different strokes for different
folks.
And so on and so on.
How much do I make monthly? Let's say I make about as much as somebody working a full-time job at like Target or a doctor. I'm rich. These Score My Pins is real. These Score My Pins is real. Hey man, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Y'all stay up, stay blessed, and stay safe. And deuces.